What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In the last episode, we went and picked up this beautiful disaster from Tucson, and for a decent deal. It does have some kind of angle kit. It does have a DE motor. It's got a 6-speed. It is a performance edition. Not like that really matters because I think that it comes with some VDC thing that we don't care about. So arguably speaking, the 350Z is the best beginner drift car. If you could get your hands on a 240 for anything less than like 20 grand, I would say maybe that's probably the better one. But considering the age of those things, I'd say probably not. This is a 2003 and it's going to do the job nicely right after we fix all of its problems. So to start with this chapter, we're going to look over the 350Z and we're going to kind of go through some of the blemishes. And we're going to try and fix them along the way. Now, in the last video, I did mention that there is an issue with the throwout bearing and or the clutch. And to be safe, since we're going to be pulling the trans on this to resolve those things, we're just going to go ahead and order both. One of the other things that we're going to order is an upgraded clutch fork that prevents bending and doing weird stuff. You know, depending on what the rear main looks like, we'll put a rear main in it while we're there. Along with your other things, pilot bushing, stuff like that, and just make sure that everything that goes between the engine and the trans is happy. But before we can do any of that, we need to get this thing way up in the air so we can crawl underneath it and have enough room to do all of our work. So for starters, I had to go to Harbor Freight and get some monster jacks. Now, I don't think I have anything that actually will need 6-ton jacks, but I got them. We need to get this thing in the air, which means we need to get junk out of the garage, which means we need to get the truck off the driveway, which means we need to stop talking and get to work. So I'm gonna move some cars around, and we're gonna see if we can at least get this thing up on its full height of stilts tonight, which you would think would only take about 10 minutes, but it gets a little hairy. This is what I'm talking about right here. Is I have to use one jack on the bash bar to get it high enough so that I can get the low profile jack underneath to the jacking point in the center of the car. This is the reason why I don't do slammed cars normally. Oh well. Alright, so we had a win, but it's actually a loss because now that the car's up that high on the front, we can't get under the rears because of the muffler. This is why I said hopefully I can get this done tonight and not a multi-day process, just because getting this thing up on almost 2 foot of stilts is going to be a challenge. All right, we're filming with the normal iPhone app right now just so we can take some looking around here. We got spider webs. Those are my favorite. How those existed from Tucson all the way here is another question, but you can see the drive shaft up here and its carbon fiber goodness. There's our future headache. You can see that we got some test pipes here. Y pipe. I was told it might be ISR or ISIS. It's neither. It's a stock John. You can tell from the stamping. It does have headers, it looks like. That one's wrapped. Over there, you can kind of see it in the light there. Over here, you can see they are tubular. One's been bashed to hell to clear the steering shaft, so that's fun. Doobly doobly doo, no surprises down here other than this fat oil leak coming probably from the oil pan. Or the rear main, which we might be needing because it looks awfully wet on the back side here. And I'm willing to bet that a rear main is needed. We do have some kind of vibration, which feels like coming from around the rear somewhere. So I wonder if there's something going on with the diff. I'm not seeing anything obvious except for that the CV shaft boot is completely destroyed on that side and this side. The CVs are probably shot. There's no springs in the rear at all. Sick. This does have coilovers though, so that could be why. Okay, so there's an exhaust pipe over there. There's a hanger here for something that is missing. Looks like the rear diff's pretty dry. It's got a couple wet spots, but whatever. A lot of shit from the axle. So that axle's been dead for a while. So I add axles to it. The diff is welded. I don't see anything too alarming, honestly. It's just filthy and kind of crusty, but... So this is one of the things that I know people say to watch out for is the bushing. The stud is still there. The axle doesn't move. There is a brace that somebody makes. I'll have to go back and watch the video by Taylor Ray, but there's a brace that adds another bolt point to it. I think either here or it does something where it adds a brace here. So you just don't have this as your rear diff bolt. That doesn't seem bad. So it could have just been rear diff stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll find out eventually. Dude, these are GK Techs. I was gonna buy these anyways. That's super sick. Cool, so it's got GK Tech steering adjustment. That's rad. Okay, so decent parts already. Nice. All right, one final thing worth noting before I go to bed for the night and pack up. This is KBD. So that's a KBD front bumper. The underneath the angle kit is GK Tech. I'm assuming these are power stop brakes because they kind of look like a power stop brake kit or something, because I don't think anybody is going to go through the hassle to paint calipers that nice front and rear, you know. And these are drilled in slotted rotors. After doing some digging here, for better for worse, these are Godspeed Mono RS coilovers too. All right, status update. We got the mid pipe, the Y pipe, and the carbon fiber drive shaft out of the car. We're getting to the point now. We're getting danger close to pulling out the trans. I always say we. I don't know why. I'd like to think that this is an engagement or a process that involves you and me, right? When I say we, it's mostly me here in the garage, but without you guys, I wouldn't be making these videos. So when I say we, I mean us, you and me. You and me are going to go pull that transmission. Probably not tonight, but we're going to get it set up because I went and bought a trans jack. And Marcus, the OG, brought me a really big extension. Check this out. If you don't know, it's a big dog. It's got some lockingness to it, so I can get a wobble wobble on it. And yeah, I'm gonna go get my new trans jack. I've never owned a trans jack, never needed a trans jack because I have Hondas. But we got a trans jack in the truck. I'm gonna bust it out and start working on getting the last bits of the support stuff. Tomorrow we'll probably end up actually pulling the trans. I did it. It's off. I don't know. It's kind of an important moment for YouTube, I guess. This is the first successful rear-wheel drive transmission I've ever pulled. some of my friends will remember when I tried doing it on my Mustang. It was an auto, and it went horribly. Tug, and then lower. Alright. Trans is officially pulled. That's a clutch. Look at that. What is going on here? Okay, let's get this pressure plate off and see how bad it is. And it's cooked. It's got some nastiness. The throwout bearing is completely freaking seized. Like nothing. Completely seized. Oh, it's already got the upgraded fork. I think. That's what this stands for. Sick, okay. I'm gonna try to, I gotta pull this before I can order anything still. Yikes. Alright, that's pretty much gonna do it for this episode. We tore down the clutch. We know what we need to buy now, so I'm gonna go ahead and order clutch, flywheel, rear main, throwout bearing, all the stuff. And in the next video, while we wait for that, we'll dig into the power steering to figure out where the leak is and get some more stuff ordered for that, so that we could just start figuring out all the things, as well as deal with like the rear axles that are torn boots, right? We'll swap all this stuff out while we wait for the clutch and stuff to show up. That way, when the clutch shows up, we could just chuck it in and just be ready to put it all back together and drive. Crazy concept, right? Driving the car. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, because that's what makes the algorithm churn to get my videos out there. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll see you later. Bye.